Morning, students. This is Cultural and Creative Arts class. This class is meant for Jss1 through Jss3. Now, in today's Cultural and Creative Arts class, it's going to be practicals throughout. Today, we'll be looking at collage. We'll be looking at what collage is. We'll be looking at the different types of collage we have, the materials used in making collage, and also the differences between a collage and a mosaic design. First and foremost, a collage is the art of making artwork with the use of colored pieces of papers, such as colored magazines, colored newspapers, colored calendars, colored cardboards, and the likes of them. Now, in a collage design, what makes a collage design more unique than a mosaic design is majorly the materials used. In a collage design, we make use of papers, colored papers, while in a mosaic design, we make use of colored pieces of glasses, colored pieces of beads, colored pieces of pebbles, and the likes. In a mosaic design, the background used will determine the kind of material being used in creating the mosaic design. But in a collage design like we are looking at today, we are going to be using colored pieces of papers to make our collage design. Now, in making collage design, it's just like painting with your brushes and your colors. Now, instead of painting with our brushes and colors, we'll be painting with our papers. Today we're making a landscape design, something like this, with the use of colored papers. So I'll be guiding you through how to make a landscape sketch of this nature without having to use your brushes, without having to use your colors, but with the use of colored pieces of papers and with other materials. Follow me as I explain and illustrate to you. Now, the materials we need or we'll be using this morning to make our collage landscape design. Number one, you need colored papers, very essential. Colored papers. You gather as much as you can of different colors, depending on what you want to achieve or the desire is. Now, we have different colors of papers there. We have the yellow, we have the light green, we have orange, we have the blue card, we have the brown card, and the rest of them. Now, you gather your colored papers in respect of the kind of design or collage you want to make. Alright, now we'll be starting with our background. Okay? Now, before we start with that, the first material you need is colored piece of paper, like I've told you. Then the second material I'll be using is called a top bond. Call it the adhesive, or you call it glue, as the case may be. Then the third material you will need your scissors. You need your scissors, or you make use of your cutter or your blade. Then the fourth material we need your pencils to trace out the shape of the image or the object you're trying to illustrate. Okay. Then what are the various uses, or what do we use collage designs for? Now, collage designs happen to fall under the fine arts branch of art, and courses that find themselves under fine arts branch, they are majorly used for aesthetics. That means aesthetic is in the sense that they are used for beautification. So what we'll be using our collage for after production is going to serve basically beautification purpose. So it's for beautification and also for decoration. Now, just like I told you earlier on, we are making a landscape collage design. Alright, now the first thing we are going to do is to get a green card. We cut it into this size. It all depends on how big and how large your background is. Now, this is the background we are working with. We're working with a white background. It all depends on how creative you want or how colorful you want your artwork to be. We're working with a white background. Alright. Then you cut out a stripe of a green card like this. Then pause. Okay, we cut out the stripe like this. Then you use your scissors to cut out straight lines like grasses just at the edge like this. The size, the cutting might not be equal, just to show a sign of grass at the base of at the background of your work, just like I'm doing it this way. So you do that up through the hand of the stripe of paper you have with you. Yeah. After this, then you apply your top bond behind the paper so you can glue it at the base of the background paper you're using. So I'm about to apply top bond here. Apply top bond this way, just at the base, which can aid or facilitate the fixing of the cutout grass at the base of your work. Do it that way, then you paste it here. That represents the grass. Okay, remember I told you we're making a landscape collage, and on every land there are always grasses. So this paper we have here at the base represents our grasses. Okay, that's the first step in doing that. Then secondly, you need your yellow card. The yellow card, you draw something that looks like a sun, a circle shape like this that looks like a sun. Then you cut it out. Look at the shape. I've already cut out my own shape this way. Alright, you do the same. But you need a yellow card to do that. Draw a circle. Okay? Then, after drawing the circle, you do something that looks like a rectangle at the edge of the circle, round the circle. Then you cut it out. You trim it out, bring out the shape. And after doing that, you rub your top bond behind the circle shape sun you have shaped out. Then fix it at the right hand side of your background, just like this. Alright, do we get that? It's becoming so interesting. Then the third thing you do, you need a blue card, just like this, so you can create the shape of a cloud. We all know that in every landscape design, there is always the sky. There is always the sign of a cloud. Alright, you use the blue card with you to cut out something that resembles a cloud like this. You shape it out, something that resembles a cloud. We have different shapes of a cloud. Okay, I make sure I have different shapes. I have 3 different shapes here of the same thing representing the cloud. So you cut out the same shape, you make your own more creative, but it must be blue cardboard. You know, when you look at the sky, the cloud looks blue. So you use your blue card to do that. Then after cutting out the shape, then you rub your top bond behind each shape you have. Rub your top bond behind each shape you have. Then fix it. Fix the first one. Rub your top bond behind the second one too. Then you fix it this way. Okay. Then the third one you have, you do the same thing. You rub your top bond here and then fix it the same. Just like I told you, I said making a collage is just like painting with your paper. That's exactly what we are doing now. Instead of using our colors or using our brushes to paint, all we are doing is making use of our colored piece of paper to paint. Alright, we all know that in every landscape there are always trees. There are trees and there are leaves to go along with it. Alright, now in making your leaves, you still need your green card. Okay, then cut out the green card, make a shape like this of a tree, the outline of a tree. Then you cut it out this way. Also, you need your brown card, your brown cardboard, to cut out the branches of the tree, just as I've done here. Okay, after carving out the branches of the tree, then you cut it out with the aid of your scissors or with the aid of your cutter, as the case may be. So I'm going to stick this tree onto this my leaves, so making a tree. Can you see that? So I'm going to do that with the aid of my cutter. So I apply glue behind the tree trunk first. You make sure the top on the glue you're adding is not too much, so it doesn't affect your work. After doing that, you pick up the tree, the leaf shape, then add the tree trunk to it. Then you have something like this. You have something that represents or looks like a tree. Then afterwards, you still have to rub your top bond behind the entire tree before you fix it on the background, just like I'm doing here. Then afterwards, you turn it and then fix it right almost close to the grass area here. So we have our tree standing almost close to the grass. Isn't this interesting? Okay. Then the last stage. Human beings are the ones that reside on the land. True or false? So you have to also represent human beings. All right. Now I use my orange cardboard, or preferably you can also use your brown card, okay, to represent human being. Just like I've done here, I drew 3 human beings You can make your own more creative than this. I do 3 human beings. This is the father, this is the mother, and this is their child. Okay? Now, to represent that on the land, it is not only trees that we find on the land, it is not only the sun you see, it is not only the clouds you see, human beings also dwell on the land. So I cut out the shape of these 3 human beings to represent that human beings exist on earth. Okay? So you do yours like that, and after doing that, after cutting out the shape, you apply top one behind. You apply top one gradually. Then you paste almost close to the grass too, as if you are walking on the grass. We have something like this. You have something like this. So right here, we have a collage landscape design. Isn't it easy? Easy to achieve with material that you can find around you. Now, as a way of evaluation, as a way of recap, let me bring you over, let me explain the topic over again to you so for better understanding. Remember, I said a collage is the art of making artworks with the use of colored piece of paper, colored piece of cardboard, magazines, colored pieces of newspapers, and the likes. That's exactly what we have done here today. And if you could remember, I told you some of the materials needed to make these collage designs. So we need colored papers. Number 2, you need a glue. Number 3, you need your scissors. And number 4, you need your pencil. Now, there are some colors you can't get from cardboard. You can make it of a sugar paper, or you make it of a fluorescent paper. For instance, it will be very difficult for you to get brown cardboard, but it is easy for you to get brown cardboard in sugar papers, or you paint out your brown color from your cardboard with the use of your what? Of your poster colors. But that will be somehow, might be somehow expensive, or let's say somehow difficult for you to get. So I will advise you get your sugar paper or you get your fluorescent paper so you can get this done. Alright, now those are the materials we needed. So like I said earlier on, the first stage we engaged in was to get the grass. We cut out a long stripe that can go from the right end to the left end of the paper. Then we cut out the stripe shape. Afterwards, we did something that represents the grass all over to represent the land. And the second thing we did was to create a circle, something that represents the sun. Okay? And the third thing we did was to create the shape of a tree with the use of our green and brown papers. Then the fourth thing we did was to create something that looks like the cloud with the use of our blue papers. And then the last thing we did was trace out the shape of the human. We have the father, the mother, and the child, to show us that human beings lives on earth. Alright, this will bring us to the end of this class. I'll give an assignment to do the same thing at home. Make a collage, a landscape collage of this nature. Okay? You can make your own more creative. You can include animals. You can include anything you want to include, just to make it more creative than what I've just done. God bless you. See you in the next class.